Hello, hello, brothers and sisters. We are very happy to welcome you to a new edition of our show titled Speak of Africa. We have a lot of great news for you today, as usual. But before we begin, we want to say a special thank you to all our viewers, all our subscribers, and especially our supporters, especially our clients. We really say thank you very much. With your financial assistance, we've been able to produce this show, and we'll continue to thank you for the help you're giving us. Without your help, it would have been tough for us to put the show together. So we thank you for your financial support, especially those who use a lot of our services. We have some ads on this show, and most of you watch our ads and the ads of some of our friends and business partners, and you use our services. We thank you for using our services. In fact, we're introducing new services next month. We have a product called Alexia HTC, which is a web medical app. This app is very good for doctor offices. We're going to be launching it next month on September 1st. This app will make it easy for any doctor office to document patient care and also do all their billing. Some of you are also going to benefit a whole lot from this invention of ours, because we're going to be coming up with training programs for those who want to get into healthcare informatics. We're going to train you to understand how to handle healthcare systems, such as billing and patient documentation. So if you need any kind of training in this field, whether you're a nurse practitioner, physician assistant, physician, we encourage you to contact us so that we can help you start a small business. And we're willing to help you. Even if you don't have enough money to start a business, we can help you with finances and also technology, so that we give you the support and the backing you need to succeed. Even though there are a lot of competitors in the market, we're going to give you a winning business plan so that you can beat the competition and make a lot of money. So we thank you. So anybody who needs my phone number, it is 240-350-1131. Now that we've finished with our announcements, we have a whole lot of news for you today. To begin, we really want to condole with the family of Chadwick Boseman. He's an American actor who died at a young age of 43. We express our sorrow and our condolence to his family. This is an actor who died doing what he loves, depicting black heroes in movies. So we like this. Anybody who does something like this makes black people great again. So we thank his family, and we thank him for doing a whole lot to contribute to the cause of the black people. Next, we're going to move to Ambazonia. There are a few stories we're going to tell you about Ambazonia. The people continue dying. We have an image. One of you sent us an image showing President Paul Biya and Antonio Guterres. Antonio Guterres receives a briefcase full of dollars from Paul Biya, telling him, I'm going to come back for more money when you kill over 100,000 Ambazonians, okay? So the guy is going to say, okay, I have a license to kill. So when the number gets to 100,000, I know the UN will send this guy to come back and get money from me. So that's just what is happening with the international community. They do not really take Africans seriously. So they feel like it's a business. An African leader is just a contractor. He's there for himself and the international community, who are his clients. He does things for the benefit of these clients, which is why we're having a whole lot of trouble in Africa today. Somebody asked us at the beginning of this show, who is afraid of Islamic extremists? You're going to know who. The ECOWAS, the African Union, the European Union, the United Nations. Those are the people who are afraid of Islamic extremists, because these people are ready to die for their cause. And they are showing that, unlike Christians who are cowardly, they are prepared to die to liberate Africa. And it is happening every day. And that's what is happening in Ambazonia. So we even have a picture of an American who showed us a court case where the Ambazonia Foundation is sued by sympathizers of La République du Cameroon. The case from the plaintiff is really rubbish because it has no merits. In their little mind, La République agents think the United States works like La République du Cameroon, where activists who are in the United States will be sent back to La République du Cameroon and be killed, the way they handle Ambazonians who were in Nigeria. America is not a kind of country. They may have conflicts of voices, different voices, but they remember the way the country was founded on freedom and democracy, human rights. Those are the basic tenets of this society. So when they sue the Ambazonia Foundation in a US court, the judge himself was really laughing. He said, these people must be stupid. What kind of basis do they have? Their case has no merit, so I'm just going to throw the case out. And that's what has been happening to cases filed by agents of La République du Cameroon in the United States. They're not going to be able to achieve what they want. They think by getting these Ambazonians to Cameroon, they will kill them, then they will stop the war and the revolution. But you cannot stop the revolution. The revolution is an idea. When you kill people, you cannot kill the spirit. The revolution is a spirit, and this is what dictators fail to understand. So, to end the episode on Ambazonia, a young girl was sharing a video of General Ivo. So, in memory, let's all remember General Ivo, a valiant soldier of Ambazonia who has done so much for the cause. Let's take a moment to watch the video on General Ivo.
General Ivo, my comrade, my friend, my overall ground commander by merit. You fought countless battles across the entire territory of Ambazonia, defending our homeland. You led the men and women of the Ambazonia Defense Forces across the entire territory, north, west, south, and east of Ambazonia, defending our women, our children, and our homeland. You trained them, you taught them, you fought alongside with them. You made sure no wounded soldier was left behind. All the wives and children of the fallen heroes were taken care of.
Thank you very much for watching the video on General Ivo. We also understand that in the Central African Republic, the borders are being beefed up because there is a need of security. So things are really tight. And you see that everywhere you go in Africa, there is conflict because people are afraid of Islamic extremists, or they call them Islamic extremists. But these people look at themselves as freedom fighters. They perceive themselves to be people looking for self-determination. They do not want the Western world to dictate to them. They want to decide their own fate. They want to be masters of their destiny. And that's what the Western world does not like. So they hire some of these callous colonial dictators to do their bidding in Africa, but the people are protesting and fighting back.
Have you heard the latest healthcare news? There's been a medical programming breakthrough. Let's go to Ali and Ron for more.
Thanks, Seb. A Good Samaritan is offering Alexia HTC, a new EMR EHR, to doctors for free. Certainly, this free offer will shake things up in the medical software industry. Alexia HTC is a David pitting itself against the Goliaths, Epic, Cerner, and Meditech, which are old and cost too much money. What happens if you figure out how to build a new EMR EHR on the web for pennies on the dollar? You give it away to the suffering physicians for free.
Want to learn more about how these two powerhouse solutions will help you win more business? Schedule a demo below. In just minutes, Alexia HTC can help you access a patient record, enter an order, write a note, prescribe a medication, generate a charge, and create a super bill. Plus, Alexia Care Corporation, the vendor of the new web application, offers full customer service and training support free of charge. Who can beat that?
Next, we're going to take you to Ethiopia. For so long, we've been telling you nice things about Abiy Ahmed, the prime minister. When he came, we were thinking that he's going to do a lot of positive things. He won a peace prize, and we're happy when he made peace with Eritrea. We said, oh, this was foreshadowing better things to come. But it looks like Abiy Ahmed is turning for the worse. This week, we know he went to the Sochi summit in Moscow. We don't know what he's looking for there, but at home, there's so much trouble. There's so much trouble in Oromo land. Oromo is probably one of the largest tribes in the Ethiopian area. Unfortunately, These people are marginalized and they are looking for ways to express themselves. A lot of them are killed. In fact, you have a popular singer who was killed recently who comes from Oromo, and that sparked a rebellion, and there was a lot of people who were killed. As we speak to you now, a lot of people are dying in this part of Africa, Ethiopia, and most of them are the Oromo people. So are they not Ethiopians? They are Ethiopians. But for some reason, they are neglecting them. They don't want them to really hold the instruments of power. So they just neglect them and keep them as second-class citizens. As you see in Africa, music and work can interplay together. And this is what the Oromo people are doing. So we see that they too are really protesting. We're going to leave Ethiopia now and go to Ivory Coast. We've been talking about Ivory Coast a lot. This is another country which is really ripe for a coup d'etat. A coup d'etat is going to come because there is so much unhappiness. The economy is not really doing well. This country has gone through a civil war, but Alassane Dramane Ouattara, the callous French puppet, wants to work on a third-term agenda. He had said he will not run for a third term, but after Gon Coulibaly, his prime minister, died, he decided to change his mind, and now he's running and thumping his nose at some of the opposition guys. But we know that Ivory Coast is a powder cake. It will blow up at any time. We know Ahmad Bakayoko has become the new prime minister, so he's going to be the guy who would be running the instrument of re-election for Alassane Ouattara. So how are things going to play out? Already there's a whole lot of violence. A lot of people are dying. Look at Divo. A lot of people just died over there, and the people are not happy because most of the people are resisting Alassane Ouattara. So how many more people will have to die for Alassane Ouattara to run for president for a third term and run the country for the French, for the benefit of French people? That's a question inquiring Africans want to know. But what we see now would eventually turn bloody, more bloody, because the people say his third-term project is very unpopular, to say the least. How is this going to work? The people are resisting, but he's hell-bent using military might to suppress the people. So this is not going to go well for democracy. And we think this is a slap in the face, and which is why people say when international community leaders see some of these African presidents trashing their constitutions, staying in power for too long, they don't complain. But when soldiers decide now to disobey these illegal presidents and take power, they start complaining and telling us, oh, they're going to give sanctions must come. Why sanction them? When these guys are destroying the constitution, you don't do anything about it because they are your cronies. So we look at these people, when African presidents are destroying their constitutions, then these Western powers, they behave like they are just spectators. But when they think that they have toppled an African leader who is their client, they start acting now like a referee who wants to referee a match. So you see now that these spectators are very, very biased. They have become players in the political game. So this is a sad thing that is happening now in the African continent, and you can see it yourself.
Is your EMR EHR COVID-19 ready? If not, you do not know what you are missing. Why do you suffer in silence? Be smart. Turn to Alexia HTC today. Alexia HTC is the leader in virtual solution and communication technology in these times of pandemic crisis. When the unexpected happens, who are you going to call? Alexia HTC. Come and see how Alexia HTC Cloud Communications are enabling your fellow healthcare providers to consult with patients virtually and making big money. Alexia HTC also enables your employees to work remotely during the COVID-19 crisis. Are your employees safe? Do not jeopardize the health and safety of your patients and practice. What can Alexia HTC do for you? Alexia HTC is the new Colossus, the sister of physicians, who gives you back liberty, that is, the freedom to practice medicine your way. Vivacious virtual visits wherever you please. amazing e-prescribing, quick access to patient information, easy access to medical records from other providers, rapid drug allergy checks, integrated lab tests and results. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled doctors yearning to breathe free, the wretched refuse of your greedy corporations. Send these, the homeless, tempest-tossed physicians, to me. I give them the refuge, the happy home of Alexia HTC. Act now. Browse alexiahtc.com or call 240-350-1131.
So from Ivory Coast, we're going to take you now to Cameroon, La République du Cameroon. You can see the picture we showed you before on Paul Biya and Antonio Guterres, the Secretary General of the United Nations. So many people have been complaining about the lack of action on the part of the United Nations vis-a-vis the crisis, the genocide that has been going on in Cameroon. Why is the United Nations taking no action? Initially, most of the Ambazonians were naive. They were thinking that the United Nations would rush to their aid because the government of Paul Biya is very genocidal. They're killing so many people. This week, we saw pictures of so many young boys who were rounded up in the Boya area and taken to secret locations. We know they're going to kill them in cold blood. Soon you'll see the images. But what is the United Nations doing? Nothing. They just go back to the palace, collect suitcases of money, and leave. So this is really blood money. When you see people like Antonio Guterres not doing anything about the problem, it's because they are being bribed. So they just keep coming back to collect more money from Paul Biya. So long as Paul Biya is giving them the money, they keep their mouth shut and just watch in silence. They don't care what is happening in that part of the world. So the world continue looking elsewhere while Paul Biya is killing the people. So who is going to tame this tyrant? Nobody, because he has the money to pay them. So long as he can finance, buy their acquiescence, things will keep getting out of hand. But the people are struggling, looking for ammunition to fight back. They are not really well equipped, but they are doing the best they can with the little resources they have. We saw a video also today of a very state burial for Stephen Tattle, the former captain of the Indomitable Lions of La République du Cameroon. So it's really sad that this government has to wait until a citizen like this dies before they eulogize him. When this guy was dying, if you guys had millions, why did you guys not use these millions to help him succeed either in business or doing something else? You wait until he dies, then you pull money from left and right to organize some of these pomp occasions in a big stadium to celebrate his death. This is sad. It reminds me of a song by Longer talking about a similar situation. You wait until I die, then you look for money to celebrate my death. But when I was living, you could not do anything to help me. So what a joke. So it just shows how callous this regime is. And as callous as it is, so are the people rising to fight this regime. So more and more people are rising to fight this regime, even among the Francophones. You can see them fighting. And so many terrible things are really happening in this regime. We also have the picture of a young girl who was killed by a DO, a district officer. And we had the DO shot her. He claimed he shot her by accident. So death has just become commonplace, normal in this part of the world. People die every day. You ask yourself, what is really happening? People just keep dying every day. From La République du Cameroon now, we're going to move to Mali. We've talked about Mali so many times on this show. So this week, we want to keep you abreast of the developments. Well, the military junta has come into a very good agreement with the people, the June 5 movement, the June 5 revolution members. They've come to an agreement. The June 5 junta really, the June 5 movement and the junta really want to work hand in hand, hand in glove as partners. They've decided that for 18 or 24 months, there will be a transition of the government, okay? But the ECOWAS is putting so much pressure. They're already sanctioning the country. But we think it's a mistake. When you put sanctions on a country that is already doing poorly economically, you're hurting the people. You're not hurting the members of the military junta. You're hurting the people. So ECOWAS, especially a leader like Buhari of Nigeria, the president, he has really been putting a lot of pressure. But of course, you can understand Buhari's dim look at this coup. He himself was overthrown in a coup by Ibrahim Babangida. So when he has looked at memories of this coup, they are very sad to him. So he wants the military junta to hand over power to civilians as quickly as possible in 6 months to 12 months. But realistically, that's not really possible. But the military junta has fulfilled one of their conditions. They had released Ibrahim Keita. So Ibrahim Keita is free. That's one of the main conditions they wanted the military junta to fulfill. But now the military junta is playing politics. So they too would play for time. We know France is not going to intervene anytime soon because they've realized that the coup is very popular among the people. Too popular. The people are very, very happy with the military junta. It's like the M5 movement did push the military to act, and the military has acted for the people. You can see the support of this coup everywhere. There's even a video, one of the guys talking, the way the French people are so callous, very parasitic. They overthrew the former guy, President Modibo Keita, who was really a very good president, who wanted the people to live in peace and freedom. The French people overthrew him. Now the country is at war every time because there's no peace. So you can see this. Next, we're going to show you videos of other people from Mali talking about freedom. You see them happy. Mali now has to express itself. There is self-determination. They have this need for self-determination because they want to govern their own affairs. Okay, they want to have the freedom to decide what to do with their lives. So the French now are very confused. They're in a confused state because they are powerless. They are paralyzed. They don't know what to do next. But ECOWAS keeps playing games. But we know that the guys will just play games until they are able to take power to the next level. Next, we're going to leave Mali and go to Niger. Saw a lot of floods in Niger. Over 45 people lost their lives in these floods. And we want to take a moment of silence to condone with the people of Niger. God be with these people and may their souls rest in peace.
Is your EMR EHR COVID-19 ready? If not, you do not know what you are missing. Why do you suffer in silence? Be smart. Turn to Alexia HTC today. Alexia HTC is the leader in virtual solution and communication technology in these times of pandemic crisis. When the unexpected happens, who are you going to call? Alexia HTC. Come and see how Alexia HTC Cloud Communications are enabling your fellow healthcare providers to consult with patients virtually and making big money. Alexia HTC also enables your employees to work remotely during the COVID-19 crisis. Are your employees safe? Do not jeopardize the health and safety of your patients and practice. What can Alexia HTC do for you? Alexia HTC is the new Colossus, the sister of physicians, who gives you back liberty, that is, the freedom to practice medicine your way. Vivacious virtual visits wherever you please. Amazing e-prescribing. Quick access to patient information. Easy access to medical records from other providers. Rapid drug allergy checks. Integrated lab tests and results. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled doctors yearning to breathe free. The wretched refuse of your greedy corporations. Send these, the homeless, tempest-tossed physicians, to me. I give them the refuge. The happy home of Alexia HTC. Act now. Browse alexiahtc.com or call 240-350-1131.
From Niger, we're going to go now to Nigeria. There are so many stories we have on Nigeria today, and we don't really have enough time to cover these stories. For one, Last week, we spoke about the conflict between Nigerian traders and the Ghanaian government. We've looked at this problem. There are so many videos that some of you shared with us, and they have helped us to gain an insight into this problem. We've even listened to Channel Television, one of the main stations in Nigeria. We've watched a lot of videos to try to grasp what the issues are. But we'll just come back to this idea of Ghana must go. It looks like the animosity between the Nigerians and the Ghanaians is really over trade. One, the Ghanaians are really unhappy because of the success of the Nigerian traders, and they are looking for ways to punish them. You must remember, back in the days, maybe like 1983, Ghanaians were expelled from Nigeria. You keep hearing that saying, Ghana must go. So there are some bags you see in African stores, they give them that name, Ghana must go. It was because Nigeria expelled a lot of Ghanaians around 1983. So it looks like this is Ghana's turn to retaliate. And when you look at it, there are no grounds for shutting up the stores of Nigerians in Ghana. Most of the people have their permits to stay in Ghana. Then the businesses are legitimately registered. So you ask yourself, why are they really doing this? So they are just looking for an excuse. There's no excuse. The sad part is Ghanaian elections are coming pretty soon. So it looks like the Ghanaian president and his rival, John Mahama, do not really have the time to deal with an issue like this. So I feel sorry for the Nigerian traders because their problem is going to linger for a short while. Immediately after the election, we are confident that the issue will be resolved. Mr. Buhari was very quick to run to Mali. Now that his own people are having a problem, he cannot go there to resolve the problem. What a shame. And in Nigeria too, we're also sorry to report a helicopter accident which killed, I think, 2 people. I think 1 person was injured, but it looks like he made it alive. So we really want to condone with the family of these people. We feel sorry for what happened to them. But we see that Nigeria too is going through a whole lot of tough times. It looks like a recession is on the horizon. The economy is slowing down. There's not much money coming from oil production. And we're really seeing the signs. Then the COVID-19 too is wreaking havoc on the country. We understand over 1,000 Nigerians have lost their lives to the coronavirus. But what is Mr. Buhari doing? Not much. The only positive story this week we got from Nigeria is the rescue of foreign tourists by the Nigerian military over Lome waters. That was positive. That was a positive story. But all the other stories are on the negative side. So we really feel sorry for what is really happening to people in this part of the world. When will the insecurity go away? The Boko Haram is still striking. They killed 2 people the other day around Borneo State, and over 15 people were injured. So this is not really good news. So we keep seeing this happening. Then Mr. Buhari says he's doing a lot for the country. What is he really doing? It is really sad that he's not really doing much. So Nigeria too is also a country that we think is really a fertile ground for a new coup d'etat, because a lot of the people are unhappy and the president is not really doing a good job. The president is weak. Then, of course, we saw stories about the Amotekun and the jihadis and also the headsmen. So this issue is also rearing its ugly head. So we think it's going to be cause for more problems too, because a lot of the insecurity is there. And some of these guys are becoming vigilantes. They don't want the headsmen to encroach on their territories. So we're seeing that there may be a clash pretty soon. We can already foresee bad things happening. But another terrible story which we also want to report before we end the segment on Nigeria is the killing of members of IBOP, the Igbo group. Some of them were killed because they were holding a peaceful meeting around the Enugu area, and security forces just stormed the area and killed a lot of the members of this group. So it's fanning a lot of flames, and there's a lot of insecurity and anger. The people really want to revenge. When the military acts this way, this is a democracy. But the military will just storm a place where people are worshiping or praying, and the military kills them in cold blood. Is that how a democracy works? This is why we get a lot of these people revolting, resisting the president. This is why the people are already beginning to think and plan for another coup d'etat. So we think that coup d'etat is not very far off. Next, we're going to move to South Africa. South Africa, we saw reports of the military guy who shot a guy who had a teenager who had Down syndrome. This is not a normal person. Why would you be shooting a sick person like this? So that's very callous. We saw that, and there were protests over this in South Africa. There were even bigger protests too because of the killing of white farmers. They too think enough is enough. Enough is enough. They've killed enough of them, and they are tired of seeing the South Africans kill white farmers. So this is really creating a lot of havoc in South Africa too. And you know, South Africa too is a place where this killing has just become like a tradition. But the white people are saying that they've had enough and they are not happy with this killing of white farmers. So we don't know how the president is going to handle it. Cyril Ramaphosa, do something about this. Finally, we're going to end the show in Tanzania. Elections are coming up in Tanzania in October. John Magufuli, the bulldozer, is a candidate. Then there are two other guys who are opposing him. But it looks, because John Magufuli is prone to violence, the opposition guys may not even have a chance. So we know things are going to end very, very badly. But we can already predict John Magufuli will win re-election because he controls the machinery of government. He controls the voting. So how can he lose? He cannot lose. But we're just afraid that before he wins, a lot of blood will be shed in the streets. And this is sad. And what a mockery of democracy. So if these people want to avoid seeing more coup d'etats, then we need to have good governance. So long as we don't have good governance, it is really going to be sad for the African people. So when you look at what is happening in Tanzania, it's really sad. Then, of course, lastly, Mauritius. Mauritius also is an island around our continent. We consider them a part of Africa. So we reported about an oil spill a few weeks ago. Now the people are protesting over this oil spill. So we thank you very much for watching the show of today. We've covered a lot of ground. So we're asking you, comment on the videos. Go to YouTube and comment on the videos. Subscribe. Tell your friends to subscribe and share the messages because we want to hear from you. Please subscribe, subscribe, and subscribe. God bless you.
I'm at Favor. It's an African store by the neighborhood here, Beltsville, in back of Maryland's farm. It's been a wonderful year for the past 2 to 3 years we have in this African store here, and it's helping us. And actually, it's a good place for us to come and give us support and do some shopping here. The prices are reasonable, and most of the stuff you can have is universal.
One thing I love about this store, they are very consistent and they treat the customers very, very well. You come here, you see everything that you will need for your house.
Unique Auto Repair. This is a brother from Ghana. His name is Emmanuel Ofori. He has a good business and he repairs cars. He repairs all type of cars. Mercedes, Toyota, Honda, you name it. The brother does it. He repairs everything. So even if you buy a car from the auction and you need to get it fixed, go to Emmanuel Ofori, Unique Auto Repair. He will repair this for you. It's very, very good. He has repaired my cars for me many times, and I love the service. And if you mention my name, Prince Ojong, he will give you even something also.
Selling a service or a product? Need buyers? Use the African Nation TV as a channel to reach many viewers. Act now and call Prince Ojong at 240-350-1131. That's 240-350-1131. Act today.